Welcome. In this module, we're going to talk about embedding information security into the project management activity or framework. Now, usually what happens is that the project manager for a project is usually not a highly technical person, or especially would not have much background related to security. So what we need to do is, the security team is obviously part of the project, and we need to go out and reach out to the project manager and educate them in their parlance or in their language. And in this module, we're going to talk about the 5 phases of the PMI, or Project Management Institute, or the PM body of knowledge, Project Management Institute body of knowledge. And it has these 5 phases, and we'll look at mapping security activities with respect to the phases which the project manager is going to be familiar with. These are the phases: initiate, plan, execute, control, and close. And these are the normal phases which any project in the organization would have. Now, the first phase under the PMI 5 phases of project management is initiate, as you can see in blue. In the initiate phase, what the activities are: the project sponsorship is established, the requirement gathering is carried out, and the analysis is carried out on the project requirements. And then you develop the project charter as well. And you map the entities which will be involved in the project, the authorities and the budget, for example. Now, the security tasks while the initiation is happening for the project are: we will conduct a security requirement study, and this will be a high-level study. Where will the software be used? What are the purposes? What is the impact that security incidents may have on this particular project or the outcome, which is the product? And then we will do a high-level security impact assessment as well. And we will try to understand that, what is the nature of the software or the product or the project, and what type of impact could it have on the organization. And we'll try to understand that what type of security measures would be required based on those impacts. And then in the project charter, it's important to put in a summary of the security requirements based on the security impacts which are relevant and practical for this project. So the outcome is really that the project charter should have a security section. Then we go to the next section, which is plan. And this is the second phase in the project management lifecycle. And in the plan phase, what we're doing is building project plans and identifying resources and building a schedule for the project. And usually what's done in here is we build a work breakdown structure, or a WBS. And the security tasks that are done now, we've gone into the planning phase. We identify the security role. So what type of a security role is required? We will identify the security team and its structure, and the allocation of the resources that will be required. What type of resources will be required? How will we acquire those resources? And then now what we're going to do is, based on what we've done in the previous initiation section, we will start building a risk management plan and look at the security requirements and the impact, and really look at, start talking about a risk, conduct a risk assessment, and then talk about what security measures or remediation measures we will have in order to embed security into the project. So now we will embed security tasks into the phased project plan, because remember, an important part of this phase is in the plan phase of the project management is that we are building a work breakdown structure and a schedule, and we must tie in security activities into that. Now, the third phase is executing, and we execute the project, or you would actually initiate the project, and then you conduct project performance review and corrections. So in the plan phase, we already decided what we're going to do in terms of security activities with respect to the various phases. And here what we try to do now is we track the security tasks. Are they being performed correctly? And what is the percentage achievement in terms of, and put that on a security dashboard. And we start tracking on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis in the form of progress reports, and we start sharing them to the correct entities. Then we go on to the controlling phase, which consists of project controlling, monitoring, and corrections. Because usually what happens is that the time, budget, and cost of the project usually isn't as per plan. So here we utilize contingencies if they are required, and it's usually a very good idea to build in contingencies. we prioritize the remaining tasks and fit them into the remaining time and prioritize them and realign the project plan or replan the phases and cover for delays in controlling. And that may also consist of putting in more resources, for example, or moving around the phases a bit. And then finally, when you have achieved the objectives, we have the closing. So here, what's done is that we launch the product or solution and relieve the resources as well. So here, the security tasks are security accreditation. So we're actually certifying that the security requirements have been met, and then identify operational measures. We develop the SOPs, the incident management, the internal audit mechanisms, and the ongoing operational monitoring. So as you could see, these were the security tasks which would be able, we would be able to relate or communicate to the project manager who's project managing the entire project and would not have much understanding of security and the technology. But it's very important to meet the project manager and communicate that these are going to be the security activities in each phase of the project. So senior management needs to ensure that the security is integrated within the IT project plans, and sufficient security resources should also be made available to manage the security aspects of the project. And obviously, if security resources will not be made available, then much of this planning and controlling and monitoring would not be useful. That's all that we have for this module. Thank you.